How you doing, everybody? This is Bones, the Alternative Energies Lab again. It's been a little while. This is the cell that I've been running in my truck for the last month. I'm getting like really good results out of it. But what I want to show you is pretty interesting. One, I got rid of 90% of the foam. And two, I want you to watch the water here. You notice when we hit it with a lot of power that our water turns like snow. It's got all those air bubbles and everything in it. Well, I experimented with ultrasonic sound. I've experimented with a couple things to get rid of it. And it was one of the simplest things I did to get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and power this up. You can't see it because my cables aren't allowing me to leave it that way. But there it is on the other side. There's my famous TWM. I actually got it attached right to it. Now I'm not going to change any of the settings on it, nor am I going to hook it up to the oscilloscope or anything, because it's set perfect for my service fan and I want to leave it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and crank this up, and I want you to watch how this thing reacts. Okay. Now it takes a minute for it to come up, and then you'll see it. You'll see it come out. You can actually watch the water rising in my pre-bubbler here. Okay, there we go. Now watch the white foam as you can see it come around the top. I'm going to get a little bit of foam on it, but what I want you to keep an eye on is that water right there. Watch how crystal clear that water stays. Now it's a little bit low on water. It's probably about maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 centimeters lower than I want it to be. But it's okay, it's still within parameters, because I'm still about maybe 5 centimeters above my coil. So it's alright. Now this is just cranked up, so that's my bubble. That's my bubbling now. It'll obviously pick up as the cell warms up. I drive for 2 hours back and up to work, 2 hours back. I've yet to have my cell get over 120 degrees. I'm not sure what my PWM is on there, but I've got over a 6 mile per gallon difference on my fuel, and the get up, the drive, everything about the van is just like so much better. I mean, it is literally, when I turn it on, it's like I just turned the 6-cylinder into an 8-cylinder. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to put a little bit more glue on things to hold them still, because again it's in the van and everybody getting in and out, bouncing it, hitting things. But really happy with the way this thing is working. Now that I've got this other one, see the foam here? It'll break up and it'll settle itself back down, but you see it's really hollow. It's not dense like it used to be. But now look at, that's the water, that's the top of the water line right there. That's where my foam is sitting on top of it, but look how clear it is. There's not a bubble to be found in this system anywhere. Nothing, not even one. So what my thoughts were, why I was pushing so hard to try and stop this thing from bubbling up, is if you've got the water, again, okay, so we'll just call the mass at 100% right here. You fill it with oxygen bubbles, air bubbles, whatever kind of bubbles you want to call it. As they're getting sucked back through those plates, we're only running how much of a percentage, how much more hydrogen can we be pulling off those plates if the water's already full of bubbles. So by running this clear water over those, that's why my efficiency rating is so much higher. You would not believe the difference that I got on this cell just by putting this skirt on here. Now I'm going to show you what I did to it. As you see it running in the background. Now, again, keeping in mind now all this foam that you see up here will eventually work down to where it's just like maybe a 1 centimeter ring around the outside, just at the water edge level. That's it. Once it's done, it's done. This thing just purrs like a kitten. This water level, I know you can't see it right here on there, but this is my level indicator on my bubbler. That has not moved since I put this thing in my service van a month ago. This water level here hasn't moved since I put it in my service van. obviously the water level in the unit goes down. I figured for a 2-hour ride, I can get about 100 miles, about 110 miles in my ride each way, each day. So that's, we'll just say for 200 miles. And I go through about, I don't know, well, I was filling it with my water bottle because I don't have my autofill valve. So these water bottles are, if I'm not mistaken, 500 milliliters. Yeah, 500 milliliters. And I was only going up to the second line to fill it. So I'm gonna say, without measuring at a guess, it's probably about 150 milliliters. So I was going through about 150 milliliters a week because I would drive 200 miles a day, and I could drive for 3 days, 4 days without having to put any water in it. So I was really happy with the amount of water it's running. Like I said, the cell never got over 120 degrees. I mean, it's still cool. I mean, granted, I know it's only been running for a couple of minutes here, but I mean, right down. You got to remember now, these cells take their readings right through that glass, and that's the actual cell. That's what that black rubber is right now. So, you know, I thought that was pretty good. You know, it's not that much of a difference, but you can see that's what it is above the cell. Like I said, really happy with the you know, there's my electrical probes right there. So I'm really happy with that on the results that we've been getting with it. So okay, so that's that. Now I want to show you. Well, I'm going to leave it run for a while this video runs, so you can see that I'm not pulling your leg. That stays like that. I mean, that will stay like that the whole way through. You won't get it. You won't even get one little bubble on this. I think this camera is wired into the back of that thing. I don't know how much more room I can have. See if I can get you a close up with that. There's the foam that like I told you, it's going to start dying down, and it is. That's the bot. That's, see. You can see right through the cell. See my fingers on the other side. So you're actually looking through the plastic right there. The black thing inside is obviously my cell. That's my PWM right there. See the little fan running on the top there, going to town. There's a different angle of the cell. It's funny because it doesn't look like it's doing anything. You can't see it doing anything in there. But I assure you, as you can see with the bubbles, that it's just percolating away. Okay. I know it doesn't look like much hydrogen, but it's enough that makes that difference in that minivan. All right.